What is going on YouTube? Omega V here with you, and I'm actually bringing you guys a video for once. I know, right? It's been... I don't even know when was the last time I actually recorded something, but... lots of reasons for that. Basically, short story is really busy, but calmed down now for a lot of things, so I'll be actually bringing you guys some videos here and there now. And one of these things is going to be actually, I am competing in Season 4 for the PMC, so really excited to be back. There's a lot of good players in the PMC, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be hard to draw any wins. There's just a lot of good people in there now, and that's the way leagues go, kind of, but I think I got myself a pretty good team here, and I'm hoping that it actually works out. There's a couple mons that I might switch here and there, but overall I think I ended with a pretty decent team. It's different from what I would normally use, but I think overall it will help me actually win a couple more games than I usually do. So let's get started with this. Our first Pokemon is actually going to be our Necrozma. Now, this one was actually my first round pick. Probably could have done a little bit different of a first round pick, in my opinion. But I really actually like Necrozma. It has pretty decent stats all around, so nothing too terrible. And the prison armor, it just receives 3/4 damage from super effective attacks, so that can actually come pretty in handy at times. Like I said, I've seen this thing being used around a lot, and me being me, I really enjoy using psychic types. So having a good psychic type on the team, it just adds a lot of versatility that you can use. Most of them have a wide range of movesets, and yeah, I thought Necrozma was a pretty good way to start it out, actually. So that's our first round pick. I didn't really have a plan at this point. I was just kind of basing it off seeing what I could get, what mons I wanted, and I looked at the tier 2s and I was just like, I really don't care if something in here doesn't fall to me. I can live without it. So I just went straight into the tier 3s for my second pick, and that was going to be Mimikyu. Now, Mimikyu I've used before. I love using this thing. It's actually my Z-move mon, so I just felt that it was something that I could be comfortable using a Z-move with. Especially, we all know what Disguise does. It basically negates one attack from the first hit it takes in battle, so it's a pretty good setup foddermon. Lets you set up pretty easily, and it has a good range of movesets also that I've enjoyed using on it. So yeah, for my third round pick, I again went with something I am comfortable using, which is Donphan. Yeah, Donphan is a really solid spinner. The sturdy almost ensures that you can at least get one rapid spin off, no matter what you're going up against. So, really good way to start that there. I felt so far to this point in the draft, I had a really good choice of what I could get on here, and yeah, Donphan can actually hit like a truck if you make it an offensive one. So, not bad there. My next pick, I was a little unsure about this pick actually, but I did go with Entei again. The reason I went with Entei was that I always seem to end up having a problem going up against steel types and grass types with my teams. I normally don't get fire type mons. It's just been something that's always been an issue. I don't know why. I usually rely on things that get access to flamethrower, hidden power fire, fire blast, things like that. But I decided that this time I actually really wanted to have a mon that could actually be useful and have that fire typing there. So Entei was something that I went with there. And here I was starting to kind of think of a plan, and I was just like, okay, I kind of got an idea of what I'm going to take and what I can actually use to make these teams, to make this team into something more viable. Well, my next pick, I really did want to take Mega Ampharos here, just so I could have. It was a dragon and electric typing once it's in Mega form, and it's decently bulky, has access to Volt Switch. I was just like, you know what, that's going to be a pretty solid mon that I can take there. A good electric typing. And it ended up getting taken before I could take it, and that was not something that I was planning on. So I still really wanted to keep an electric type on the team, and I looked over and decided to go with Raikou for my next electric type. Now, that one, Raikou really just kind of happened because Zapdos was already taken. Ideally, I would have wanted to take Zapdos before, but let's be honest, Zapdos normally does not. It doesn't last until the 5th round in most drafts, so it was highly unlikely that I was ever going to take it. And I've never really used Raikou before. I know he has a pretty decent moves. Like, his stats aren't bad. So I'm hoping that I can actually use him pretty decently this season. He's got pretty solid special defense at base 100, so not the worst one to have on there. Okay, so after this, I was like, okay, I really don't know what I want to take anymore, and like that Mega Ampharos just getting taken just completely threw me off on what I wanted. So here I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna take something that I think balances well with my team right now, and that pick was Mega Venusaur. I just felt that this pick here really, it added some more bulk to my team already than it already had, and it just has good overall stats. The thick fat ability really helps it out against ice and fire types, so makes it a actually usable mon on here, and I'm pretty happy at this point with my draft. I'm just like, okay, so what do I need still? I'm looking through it, and I decided that I do, in fact, actually want to take Alola Muk right here. This was, I'm not sure, how do I phrase this? Let's just say I wanted to use it. I'm not going to say why exactly. There's a couple different reasons why I'm not going to say it, but yeah, I wanted to use it, and I felt that it fit really well for what I need it for. So Alola Muk just came in here on the team, and I've seen it being used before pretty well, and apparently it's really good. Never used it before just because I've never been a fan of Muk, really. It's kind of just there for me as I'm on. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try and see what we can do on here. My next pick was actually Lantern. Lantern I picked for two different reasons. One, I needed a water type, and two, I really like that it has access to both Volt Absorb and Water Absorb, so if my opponent has a lot of water types, I can just put that Water Absorb on there and it'll help it out. If they have a lot of electric types, same thing, just put the Volt Absorb. And yeah, it's a decently, it can be a pretty decently bulky mon, in my opinion. It's definitely not something you want to rely upon as a wall, but it has a lot of uses, and I really thought that it was going to be helpful for me to have on there. And my next up mon was a Hitmon top. Basically, here at this point in the draft, I didn't have a fighting type yet, and I decided that I wanted one. I looked over, see what I could still draft with the points I had available, and it was either Hitmontop, Hitmonlee, or one other one that was in the same spot. I don't remember exactly what it was. 1 second here. Machamp, that's what it was. Yeah. So it was any one of those three that I could take at this point where I had it, and I really decided that I liked the idea of having an Intimidator on the team, really. Both Intimidate and Technician are pretty good on here for competitive use, and yeah, you can see its stats aren't bad. It can be a pretty decent wall here, especially with that special defense. Plus the Intimidate basically makes us 110 defense after if it's a physical attacking mon, so really liked that I was able to pick it up so late in the draft here. And in worst case scenario, it does add another Rapid Spinner, but if you've seen my battles before, I really don't give two damns about hazards. I just really don't. I feel like it's more worth to actually damage your opponent more or get stuff up on their side of the field rather than waste a turn removing hazards. So yeah, it's really just a personal thing on there. And next up, we have the one, the only Regice. Yeah, I just really love this mon. I know a lot of people think it's trash, but I enjoy using it. I'm comfortable with it as a wall, and I've had some pretty interesting movesets with it before that I've actually enjoyed playing with, and some of them have worked out. So yeah, Regice is rejoining the team. I'm not upset about it. I really am glad that I was able to take it here. And even though it was highly unlikely that anyone would draft it, but you never know. But I did want to take it before that. And then lastly, I did end up with Noivern for my last mon. Noivern is just kind of there. I didn't really have anything set in mind for my last pick here. Yeah, it was just kind of one of those situations where I was like, well, it was the only tier I had points left for, and I was just like, well, nothing else is here that I would ever really want to take, so, I mean, I could have taken Regirock, but that just seemed like a pointless situation there. And then everything else, I pretty much had something that was in the rest of them, so yeah, this was Noivern. I decided was probably going to be the best fit for my team. It's extremely fast with 123 base speed. It's not going to live a hit from anything, but you know, it can definitely do some damage. That 97 special attack, so it can do some damage, but it's not my first choice of dragon, but then again, no dragons are really my choice, but yeah. So that's it for this video, guys. Until next time, I'll see you guys during week 1. We will be up against D-Pad Gamer and the Orlando City Superiors for that, so stay tuned for it. Later.